my beautiful fragrance family. Dustin here, Fragrance Fan. Go ahead and do me a solid and click that like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification. I'm just going to keep on giving you guys these budget-friendly fragrance reviews, that $40-ish and under dollar range. Most of these are way less than that, and a good number of these you can find at your local rack stores. The one I'm talking about today, somebody actually gave to me so I could review it, and it's mine, so they gave it to me. And it's a 2005 release. It's a woody amber, and I'm talking about Obsession Night. This thing picks up absolutely every single mark on it. Really fancy, not fancy, but kind of a clean looking bottle. I like that. I really like the way that this bottle looks. The atomizer itself squirts out a fair amount of juice. It's not bad at all. So upon the initial spray on this, it's very sharp. Very sharp in the initial spray. Give it about 2 minutes. It starts to smooth out a little bit. I'll tell you what some of the notes in this thing are cardamom, pear. One website says musk, another says leather, so whatever there. There's also vanilla, patchouli, and vetiver. So what you really get as a whole out of this fragrance is a earthy, dusty, spicy, sweet fragrance. Not an overbearing sweetness. This is just a warm and fresh, spicy, earthy, dusty with a tone of sweetness to it. Doesn't really smell a whole lot like the original Obsession, but you can tell that it does borrow from that same DNA as far as being a somewhat sweet, powdery, spicy kind of a fragrance. This is more dusty and earthy, while that one is more powdery and like the cinnamon spice, whereas this uses, like I said, one website says nutmeg, but it's really, like, it says night, and this is really an evening kind of a fragrance. It's very, very, not so heavy, but it is more geared towards the cooler weather and towards the evening. This definitely isn't going to do good in the summer. I can tell you that right now. I mean, it'll perform really good, but it's not going to be the best smelling. It's going to be a little bit thick and cloying and polarizing and all that other jive if you try to wear this thing if you're going to sweat. So this is going to be great for a cool, like the last days of summer where you're starting to get into fall and you get that first like cool snap. We don't get that here in Florida until like the end of fall or something, but most other states, you know, we're talking around like September-ish area at night. This would be fantastic for it. Performance, I can't give you an exact, accurate count of that because I just keep wearing it out of the shower and I'll walk around the house, but I can say it's more than likely about average because about 2.5 hours into this thing, that real good scent bubble that I have, it projects pretty good for about an hour and a half, but it dies back pretty, not quickly, but it starts to die back after about 2.5 hours, and it seems like it's about 2 feet away, and after about 4 hours it's not really there all that much, and by then I'm going to sleep. So I'm thinking this is probably about a 5-hour type of fragrance, which, you know, it's not bad, but for these heavier evening wear, cooler weather fragrances, I do expect a little bit more out of them, but it's not enough for me to knock off any point from this thing. This is definitely more of a masculine fragrance, not so much for the youth. For one thing, it's an older fragrance. For another, it's just one of them spicy, earthy, dusty things that the youth really isn't really into. They're more into the fruity, the citrus, the playful, and stuff like that. Whereas this is not that. This has a touch of class. It's kind of alluring too. Overall rating, what I'll give this is, I'll give it a 5.5 because it's extremely unique. And it's not like an ugly kind of unique either. It's nice smelling. It's a good smelling fragrance. Back in the day, I probably wouldn't have liked it that much. But now that I'm an enthusiast and I try to figure out what's in these things, I appreciate the way that this thing smells. I like the original a little bit better. It lasts longer. I think it's richer. I think there's more going on. But this is a nice fragrance to have. It's not bad at all. So 5.5. And that's my final thoughts on Calvin Klein's Obsession Night. With that, I'm out. Y'all be blessed. Take care of yourself always. And until next time.